All right, man. We back at it once again. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Thumbs up the video, sharing the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk about Shakur Stevenson today, taking on Edwin D. Santos. Do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure we all A1. Also gonna talk about Wilder Joshua on the collision course. Also, Jerron Bruce Ennis possibly said he possibly fighting Mario Barrios. So we gonna get into all of that, man. So I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link tree. Don't forget you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Don't forget it. You can listen to that right after this episode. Um, don't forget, yeah, check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. The links in the link tree. Check it out. Almost to 500 subs. So I appreciate y'all if that helped me get over there, get to 500 subs. I'll pull it up real quick. Um, appreciate that. Um, that help us get there, man. And 500 subs. That's what we're trying to get to real quick. But yeah, the links will pop up in the link tree. But yeah, appreciate y'all for supporting me over there. Where else we at with it? Don't forget, oh yeah, we live on Twitch, X, aka Twitter, um, Kick, and Facebook. So shout out to everybody that's watching over there, man. So that's what I should be sharing, that we live. So multitasking over here. Give me 1 minute. Over here multitasking, dual screen show. That's what they call me. Get this out the way, man. So had to hurry up through a parlay. I just got out the gym too, so I made sure I tried to get this up in time before I got in the shower and shit. I get out the shower, I ain't gonna feel like doing that shit. I ain't gonna lie, no cap. But yeah, man, I do appreciate y'all for tapping in, thumbs up the video, sharing the video, subscribe to the channel, share it. Shout out to everybody to support the channel. But yeah, let's get to it, man. So Shakur Stevenson take on Edwin D. Santos. It's not a lot of per se footage of Edwin D. Santos, at least on YouTube. I didn't find a lot of footage. But what I can say is strong fighter, real strong fighter, gonna take chances. He either gonna go for the knockout or get knocked out trying. So that's the type of opponent you need to be in there with. Obviously, it wasn't originally supposed to be Edwin D. Santos. It was supposed to be Frank Martin up in there, man. So yeah, Frankie baby was supposed to be in there, man. And he pulled out. So we don't know what we got in store. Everybody counting his pockets, saying if you turn down $1 million, your next fight better be at least $1 million. I don't really care, dude. I'm not putting a lot of stock in that Jerron Boots Ennis thing. I don't care if Crawford got stripped. What does it mean? Once you look at it in the grand scheme of things, what do this shit mean that these dudes got stripped? He was already undisputed. We probably know the rematch probably gonna be at 54 if they had a rematch. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Devin Haney was undisputed. Shakur Stevenson chose to have him stripped. That's the route he took. He didn't want to go out there and get undisputed. He didn't. He wanted to go out there and just get the belt. See, when they come down to priority for these fighters, it's all about the money. When it come down to priority for these promoters, yeah, it's about the money, but it's all about them having the power first, and then they want the money. That's all it's about. And the first thing somebody tell you, that's seeking the money, the first thing they tell you is not about the money. That's bullshit. It's always about the money. Listen to me. When somebody say, "Oh, it ain't about the money," yeah, it's about the money. It's about the money. And at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson chose to have this fight rather than have Devin Haney. That's just what it is. Like it or not, that's the reality. He said he didn't want to take 25%. I ain't pocket watching. I don't really care. But these fighters going out here chasing money is the detriment to boxing. because they getting all this money, right? And then it ain't enough fight dates no more. Then you can't stack the cards how you want to stack the cards. Why? Because everybody want to get paid a lot of money. And they killing the sport. And I'm telling y'all, we headed to a total destruction. It has to be destroyed before it can be built the right way. That man, should have been fighting Devin Haney. All right. Andrade and Benavidez is cool, but Canelo should have been fighting Benavidez. Let's call a spade a spade. We should be having a Spence and Crawford rematch in December. Don't have people sign contracts. Don't have people sign contracts, right? That they can't fulfill the contract. It ain't Crawford fault and Errol Spence fault that Al Heyman can't pay them. Fulfill the contract. Fulfill the damn contract. But at the end of the day, this ain't a bad cancellation prize in my mind. This is a better fight than the Frank Martin fight, in my opinion. The Frank Martin fight was better on paper. Now, but I think people care more about the glam of the fight more than they care about the actual fight. That's what Mayweather was a master of. Getting people to the fight, right? And then making excuses on why it wasn't a good fight. That's what he was a master of. And that's what they all doing. They doing, they getting people to the fight, and the fight's not even memorable. Every pay-per-view we had this year was trash, especially on the PBC side of things. I think that's all the ones that was doing pay-per-views. But, once again, they had the bright idea. They had the bright idea of putting this fight on Thursday for the NRL. Now, I don't know how many racing fans are fans of boxing. I don't know. Can't tell you. But Top Rank got a machine in which, they know their demographic. They know their demographic. So they know what's good for them, and they know what they need to be done and what demographic they're doing. I think Tim Tszyu is set to come back in March for the NRL, which is the National Rugby League in Vegas in March. He's supposed to be fighting on a Friday because of the rugby league. I don't know why they just want to do that in Australia, but then again, I ain't going to say like I did deep research on that. Sometimes, to solve a problem is pretty simple. Right? It's clear as day. Sometimes to solve a problem is clear as day. And boxing got a clear as day problem. It's as simple as make the best fights possible on a consistent basis. That's as simple as that. And they just can't, they refuse to do it. They refuse to sit there and make the best fights that we need and we want to see. And people speaking up. And then you look around, all right? Then you turn around and look around, the fall used to be fruitful of boxing. There's nothing fruitful about the boxing schedule this fall. It's not an abundance of boxing. It's quality boxing. I mean, Andrade, Benavidez, Regis, Devin Haney, Shakur, De La Santos, but those are far few in between. You go look at the schedule, it's far few in between. It's not a whole bunch of really good fights. It used to be a fight every weekend in the fall. The summer was light. The fall is light. And what it boiling down to, the networks don't want to pay these guys to fight. They, when money get tight, that's why they got these apps where you can see where your recurring charges is coming from. A lot of, money get tight. Everybody start looking at every recurring charge you got in your thing. Next thing Netflix, charges you more than once. So you canceling shit that you don't need, The network's doing the same thing. I mean, look at these fights. You know, when is Pacheco gonna fight a reasonable opponent, bro? I didn't even know he fought Saturday. I knew he had a fight coming up. I mean, Cameron Taylor and Chanel Taylor, Cameron and Katie Taylor fighting again. You know, Benavidez and Andrade. Broner and Ryan both fighting in separate bouts on December 2nd. I mean, come on, Ryan fight is pretty solid. Mick Collin, why is he still he ain't retired yet? Why he still? I mean, you started to look. It's nothing like you really like psyched to see. Bam and Sonny Edwards. I mean, it's nothing it's nothing that stick out to you. So if you chose to pay these fighters all this money and to pay them all this money, you got to put them versus lower end opposition. Like, just don't put them on TV then, dog. At this point, tune-up should be banned in boxing. They should be fighting the best available opponent every time. They should be fighting the best available opponent at this point. Y'all had almost a decade of tune-ups. They should be fighting the best possible opponent. Now, as far as, De Los Santos and Shakur Stevenson is involved in, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. I don't know who fucking bright idea it was to be. I mean, it's better off putting this shit on Christmas. Let's keep it real. They was better off putting this on Christmas. He's actually younger than Shakur Stevenson, a little bit rangier than Shakur Stevenson. PBC fighter with Samson Tulowitzki. But the number one thing you see that stick out, he went 10 one time. He went 8 and had a draw with William Foster III. He's never been to championship 12. So we got guys getting title shots who never went 12 rounds. I'm telling you, man, the whole system is fucked up. How you gonna fight for a title and you never went 12 rounds? And your first 10 rounder came in your last fight. Not saying he can't go a strong 12, but we got guys in here who ain't went 12 rounds fighting for a fucking title, bro. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. This dude ain't fought for 12. But one thing he do bring to the table, he bring power, and that's always an intrigue. He bring a lot of power. And one thing I noticed, he got a powerful jab. He got power in both hands. And one thing that you notice is Shakur Stevenson is sparring big, strong, powerful guys getting prepared for him. Now, it's been some sparring that's been leaked that he been getting touched up and sparring by Kevin Johnson. I don't put too much stock in that. I don't put any stock in that. I don't. Because you don't know how somebody feeling on a particular day sparring. But he is fighting a stronger guy, and he kind of second fight moving up in weight. So he's fighting a guy that's a little bit younger than him. Strong guy, love to come forward. A little bit reckless. I mean, he can knock you out with an uppercut. He can knock you out with a right hook. He can knock you out with the straight left hand. He got a powerful jab that hurt Rayo a couple times. And he's the type of fighter you want to see Shakur Stevenson in there with. Somebody strong, somebody gonna push him backwards, somebody that's gonna throw punches. He gonna throw combinations. He's a rough, rugged, awkward type fighter. And I think Shakur Stevenson, the longer this fight go, the more his chin gonna be tested. But if he get into the 10th, 11th, 12th championship rounds, De Los Santos really ain't had to bite down and be in those rounds. And that's the issue right then and there. Shakur Stevenson, his last fight, he looked powerful. He looked strong. He looked fast. And that was versus an overmatched Yoshino, though. We don't know how good or how bad Yoshino really is. But with De Los Santos, he's rugged. He can hurt you with both hands. He's solid athletically. So I don't think he's gonna sit in there and box with Shakur Stevenson. I think it's either he gonna stop Shakur or Shakur gonna stop him. And just as impressive, Shakur is got to be. If Shakur don't start stepping it up and being offensively diverse, it don't matter. It's really gonna take the opponent for him to get to that next level. He's starting to open his mouth more. He's starting to talk trash more. But this is a situation where he can be exciting. This is a fight in which he can open up. He got an opponent that's going to press forward, take chances. This is enough a time for him to let his hands go. This is time for him to look exciting. This is the time for him to put the pedal to the metal. What Shakur Stevenson like to do is control distance, catch, hit you, throw one or two shots, and then get back in defensive position and all that shit. Don't nobody want to see that shit, bro. People want to see exciting knockouts. All these dudes fight the same. Fight behind the shoulder. Everybody want to hit and don't get hit. And that's why, Edwin De Los Santos. That's why Edwin De Los Santos beat Rayos Venezuela, because none of these young motherfuckers fight going backwards. They don't know how to fight a pressure fighters. They don't know how to fight pressure fighters. They don't know how. That's why when you start to see these dudes, you know what I'm saying, fight certain caliber of guys, they can't go backwards. They can't go backwards. When Rayo was going backwards, he was going straight up with his chin in the air. It was easy work. Everybody want to be on the front foot. Everybody want to box side to side and go backwards when ain't nobody force you to go backwards. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fight the same. And then when you get guys that fight like William Cepeda, Arthur Beterbiev, Tim Tszyu, they deem them what? What do they deem them as? Oh, they slow, they boring, or they get hit too much, or because people don't know shit about boxing. You used to have to fight them dudes before you even, got to a title eliminator. That's the crazy thing about it. You used to have to fight them type of dudes. That was like a rites of passage moving through the ranks. Now they like the last of the Mohegans. They a dying species, bro. Everybody want to fight behind the jab. Everybody want to do the half guard, fake ass shoulder roll. You know what I'm saying? You used to have so many diverse styles in boxing coming up. You had big motherfuckers fighting like Paul Williams. Then you would have an unorthodox guy who fight with his hands down in and out like Sergio Martinez. You know what I'm saying? Then you have a boxer puncher like Miguel Cotto come behind the high guard. Then you have a southpaw like Zab Judah who had good hand speed and foot speed and could pop. Then you have a kangaroo amateur rollout style in Amir Khan. Then you have a tough, rugged, all heart style, just attrition, pure attrition in Tim Bradley. You know what I'm saying? You go up and down the ranks. Yeah, you have a Chad Dawson that hit and gonna get hit. But then again, for every Chad Dawson, then you have a John Pascal who was throwing crazy ass off rhythm hooks and shit. Now all these motherfuckers want to be like Mayweather, hit and don't get hit, and everybody want to worry about their health, and everybody want to worry about that shit. Come on, man. How many of these dudes you see taking chances? How many dudes you see him biting down and really? It's come on, man. You ain't got too many of those fighters no more, bro. You got Mexicans like Eddie Reynoso that's teaching guys to hit and don't get hit and beat and try to fight like a black style. It's disgusting. It's like going out here to seeing these young people. Everybody got the skinny jeans. Everybody got the nappy fro. Everybody wearing the same shoes. Niggas just ugly. Nobody got any originality no more. Nobody want to be a trendsetter. Ronaldo Bills Mafia. I put a parlay in for the Bills. I know that shit ain't gonna hit. Benjamin Foe salute. De Los Santos will upset Stevenson. I mean, he might be right. I doubt it though. He said CJ the North goes through Minneapolis. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. We will see about that. Salute CJ in the chat. It's been a minute. What up, KD Trey 5? Massman salute. He said, I've only seen De Los Santos fight twice. He does have some good speed at power. Yeah, he a rough, rugged motherfucker. He cracking. Nazay salute. He never wanted undisputed. Man, I don't know what the boy wanted, but hey, dude, you know, ain't nobody, everybody, man, everybody just let money dictate boxing. That's it. And at the end of the day, these motherfuckers still gonna be broke. Telling y'all. Martin went life and death with that dude. His I don't really put kind of stock. People, I mean, when your whole career is based off tune-ups, it's hard to get up for opponents. I don't think these dudes not being challenged, so they don't even rise to the occasion. These dudes not even being challenged no more, so I think these dudes be sleepwalking through their opponents. They don't be watching their opponents. You heard the coaches say they don't watch the film. We make adjustments as it goes. It's all, man, the coaches sound like fans now. The coaches sound like fans and shit now. So I don't put no stock in these, especially when they fight nobody, bro. These dudes don't be training hard. He thought he was gonna walk through Artem, and that ain't happened. Quentin Carter, what's going on, bro? Quentin Carter, sorry. Shadow Band Santos cherry pick. Well, he wasn't a cherry pick. He was the next guy. He was the next guy in the rankings. They went right down the rankings. Now some of the dudes that passed up an opportunity to fight Shakur Stevenson, like Williams and Pater, now they want to fight. So it wasn't no cherry pick. They went straight down the rankings. He couldn't duck him, or he wouldn't have been able to fight for the title. So it really ain't no cherry pick. It's just it was just the next guy there. De Los Santos by far his best competition. I mean, when we seen him fight the cop, the cop hit him with something he ain't like. He mailed it in. He started just hitting, don't get hit, and stop taking chances. When he fought this guy, this was a terrible performance. That motherfucker lost half his fan base based off that fight. Now that Raymond Muratella guy, he destroyed him, but then again, that was a couple fights after Shakur Stevenson. Then he got destroyed in the same round by Sesto Mercado. But he mailed it in. So I mean, that is what it is. Shout out to World Combat Sports. Y'all subscribe to Scotty channel. But he mailed that shit in. Now the interesting thing is now he fighting, guys his size, almost closer to his size, his speed, his power. It's gonna get interesting. But Shakur Stevenson is a master at distance. He a master at angles and all that stuff, man. But you got somebody that mastered the fundamentals. Sometimes it take a guy who awkward and who don't have the fundamentals, who don't go by the law of boxing physics to deter him, to beat him, who gonna close the distance and make him move his hands. They let Shakur Stevenson fight at his own pace too much. They let him, fight when he want to fight. If Venezuela, if De Los Santos was smart, he gonna make Shakur Stevenson work. He gonna break the body down. He gonna keep throwing punches. When you fighting a counter puncher, I agree with Sean Porter. You got to throw multiple punches. Now you got some counter punchers that can punch with you. Like Danny Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Deontay Wilder can do it a little bit. Sometimes you got motherfuckers that can punch with you. And if you get caught with one of them shots, and Rayo caught him with a nice hook that dropped De Los Santos. So, but then again, you just got to take your chances. Because like Sean Porter say, a counter puncher can only can counter you one at a time. But boy, if you throwing combinations and they catch you not bringing your hands home, and they catch you in them combinations, that's a knockout. No matter how feather fisted they is, that's usually a knockout when they catch you with a punch that you won't see, especially while you throwing a punch. But it's the risk that he gonna have to take. When he got Shakur Stevenson backed up, he got to rip the body. He got to rip that uppercut, and he got to keep throwing them hooks. He got to throw 3, 4, 5, 6 punches and make Shakur Stevenson ball up. And if that start happening, he can start pushing Shakur Stevenson on his heels to the ropes. Then Shakur Stevenson gonna have to get on the front foot and start pushing De Los Santos back. If I'm De Los Santos, I'm attacking the body. I'm throwing the jab. I'm throwing 3, 4, 5. He gonna have to just knock me out. He gonna have to just knock me out. That's what I'm throwing. I'm pressing this guy. Because if you see De Los Santos start sitting there and not doing nothing, man, Shakur Stevenson gonna pick him apart. It's gonna be a boring night. But I think just as important as it is to get the victory, number 2 for Shakur Stevenson, if he gonna fight on Thursday, it's important to look exciting and look good. It's important to look good and exciting. You know, as long as he look boring and he not captivating the crowd, Tank can continue to avoid him. Devin Haney can continue to avoid him. He got to start looking exciting and taking chances. And if he don't start taking chances, he ain't gonna be exciting. He ain't gonna never get to where you want to get to, not without riding the coattail of somebody else. He got to start taking some chances. That 1-2 come back home, shit. Nobody want to see that shit. Too many people fighting with that same style. You can count on your hand how many good finishers it is in boxing. How many times you see these motherfuckers get these guys hurt and they don't finish them? They keep just doing the Mayweather 1-2 roll, 1-2 roll. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers don't even know how to work up and down the finish. I mean, you got Wilder, you got Crawford, you got Naya Nuyaway, Better BF. It ain't too many people that know how to finish nobody. Even Charlo Jermell don't be finishing motherfuckers, dude. Jermell just catch niggas when they tired and he just pull a punch out his ass, pause. He knock motherfuckers out. He's one of them attrition knockout artists. He knock you out because of, he durable. But talking about finishing somebody, come on, who really out here finishing cats? Tank Davis, he shouldn't even be in a position where he in the level opposition he fighting. That motherfucking fight shouldn't be making 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds. Motherfucker should be over in 3 and 4 rounds, but he take his time. But when Tank move up and he move up to competition, real competition, he ain't gonna be knocking motherfuckers out like that. I guarantee you it. He'll knock some of them guys out. He ain't gonna be knocking everybody out, bro. But Shakur Stevenson, it's imperative that he actually look good. It's imperative. And what's so funny, he's standing next to Jay Prince, and you just looking like you expect him to be a bigger brand name coming out the Olympics. You expect more, but then again, who else doing more? How many of these fighters in any type of brand deals or commercials? These motherfuckers so narrow-minded, all they care about is boxing money. You know the type of money you can make with Apple, Gatorade, you can make with all, McDonald's and all that. All that money you can make with apparel deals like Under Armour. Even locally, he should be doing shit locally, like used car commercials and all that type of shit. Local grocery store commercials. These fighters ain't got no hustle no more, bro. You don't see them no niggas on a billboard. You don't see these niggas in the Sketcher commercial. You don't see shit. You don't see nothing. All they care about is the boxing money. And you'll get in trouble doing that. If all you do is care about the money you make at work, I can't work off this this is not a living wage. You got to focus on, you got to have multiple incomes. And if you got to go do Shopify or DoorDash and to save your money up to help supplement your income to invest money into things, that's what you got to do. You know, and I say this, it's a hustling backwards when you got two jobs. I ain't never met a nigga with two jobs. They got no money. 2 9 to 5s. You know what I'm saying? Unless you can make your own hours. I ain't never seen that shit. It's too many, you can have a 9 to 5 and go get a hustle. Go hustle something. But you always should have something on the side. Or something you building towards. Okay, you working, or I'm going to be an electrician, or I'm going to school I'm going back to do HVAC, or I'm gonna learn to go into a coding boot camp, or I'm gonna build people apps or websites on the side or something like that. I'm gonna sell these t-shirts. You should always have that. People is lazy. People that made businesses out of their hustle. Cutting grass turned into a business. Hanging TVs turned into a business. Cleaning people windows turned into a business. You know what I'm saying? So when you sitting on once, even if you make let's say you make $500,000 a year, you working at your main job, you still should be getting doing some type of money outside of that. And if that's taking some of that $500,000 and investing that into index funds or investing that into real estate, cool. Now you got your money making money for you. That's the idea. Middle class people use their extra income to buy shit that they can't afford. Wealthy people usually, or rich people usually use their extra income to make more money. Then they use that money to buy things that they now can afford. Poor people work to pay their bills. That's the difference between the three. So if you're gonna go get a second job, build towards something. Build towards, I would say build towards going to buy a house. Build towards starting a portfolio. Build towards building a real estate portfolio. Build towards starting an index fund or investment portfolio, or selling contracts when you trading in order to build towards something that's going to make you more money towards the end. Don't say I got a second job to go buy a car. That's going to be a liability. But you got to do what you got to do. People I remember I met a guy real quick before I pick a winner. I was going to buy the computer I'm on now. He sold it to me, whatever. And he said, well, he had, his job had, during COVID, it got funny, whatever. So basically he started buying broken computers, and finding computers and refurbing them. He refurb them and flip them and sell them. Do good doing it. So when he did go back to work, he had that on the side and that. That's why I always tell some young people, like, that's why you should probably go into like baking or cooking or something like that, because I tell young women that all the time that I speak to, because, if you know how to bake, guess what? I mean, you can make your own money on the side, and they can't tax that shit. That's the great thing about being a barber or a beautician. They really can't, they don't know how much money you make. I know some amazing people that bake some amazing cakes, and they do really, really well. And most of that money can go tax free, especially if you're gonna bake in the kitchen or cook in the kitchen. You bake on the side. That's a wonderful skill set to have. It's tough, but it's a wonderful skill set to have. Wonderful. Brick mason, another wonderful skill. All them type of skill sets to have. They can't tax your money, bro. That's the idea. That's why barbers be winning, bro. They be winning out here. You cut 10 heads at $40 a pop a day, man. That's $400. That's not adding a tip or nothing. That's 400. 400 easy. That's before we calculated any house calls you make, any after late calls you make. That's 400. You know what I'm saying? You times that 4 by 5. That's 2 bands you done already made. You up to 8,000 a month. You tell the government, well, shoot, only made 1,000 a week. You up that, you up. And not to say you can, as a barber, your clientele is robust, so you can parlay that to your next business. You could be selling shirts, all types of shit. But when you just focusing on a 9 to 5, and that's all you got, of course, you're not gonna make a live. You're not gonna be able to live. Drive Lyft, drive Uber, drop groceries off, do something. That little couple extra dollars, take the not take that money and live off of it, invest it in something else. You know, and if you were gonna take that money, save it for your retirement. Take some and save it for a trip, all types of shit. But I got Shakur Stevenson by 11 round knockout. It bothers me that old buddy Edwin De Los Santos ain't been 12. That bothers me. Low Champ says Shakur about to sit dude down. Hopefully it'll be some action early. Yeah, me too. Dude that fought Floyd, the drunken master, Emmanuel Augusta, that was on that was at Cobo in Detroit. It's now TCF Bank Center. Deshaun, what's going on? Shakur ain't winning without showing some serious power. When you fight somebody that's reckless, you really don't need as much power. You just got to catch him where he don't see it coming. At Anthony Ware, salute. I hope Andrade go for it. If anyone needs to try to win by any means, it's him. Yep. So give validity to what he could have been. Maybe he never was gonna be that good, and that's why he did so many bad business decisions to cover that up. Big Fast 1015 salute. Hit the like button. He said, "Does teaching a hybrid style require superior talent?" It depends on what hybrid style you talking about. I don't really know what you mean when you say hybrid. Like what? Multi-dimensional style? Like being able to be offensive, be able to walk, and be defensive, and just having a multitude of style. Yeah. But I just think in boxing, they teach people towards their natural style. You know what I'm saying? But Juan said Shakur was talking about he wanted undisputed when he had a chance to knock off Haney, especially with Shakur fresh out at the weight and Devin Haney struggling. I mean, yeah, he did. I mean, I think he got caught up on the 25%. If that's what it was, hey, it is what it is. Edwin D. Santos calling out Shakur for a while. Yeah, he went to Jersey talking shit. Santos a real black Spanish. He not just cloud chasing. Yeah, he went to the hood on his ass. If Shakur defeats Edwin, the challenge comes from Navarrete. I think the only person that really gonna get him a problem is maybe depending how he handle this fight is Tank and maybe Williams Zepeda a little bit. I don't think Navarrete is probably gonna be a problem at that point. Support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Shakur got small arms. It's gonna be interesting to see how he get in the range with Devin. Arm length kind of overrated too. I don't really put much stock into it because a lot of these dudes don't know how to use their reach. No, Jamel official, he was convinced to let Canelo win. Convinced. Losses come at 140 for Tank. We'll see. Ennis and Barrios is a glorified tune-up. Thurman should just walk the plank, to be honest. I'm going to get there. Your boy Crawford hand wraps was dirty but illegal in Vegas. Man, oh man, nobody give a damn about Earl Spence. He got that ad whoop. He said, you see Teofimo Lopez working? Yeah, I did a video on it. Travis, what's going on? He said, I'm gonna get to that Anderson boots and all that shit, man. But yeah, I like Shakur in 11. Well, but I like De Los Santos too. If he win, I ain't balking at it. But I think Shakur just got too much natural talent. But now, real quick, we talking about Anthony Joshua. Then I finished on boots. Now you're hearing that Joshua and Wilder are gonna be fighting on this monster card. And then we'll host for them to they got hopes of matching Wilder and Fury. Wilder and Joshua next year. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think gonna happen. All right. What I honestly think gonna happen is I don't think you hear a lot of people out the UK. George Groves just said this, and somebody else said this too. They don't think Tyson Fury is gonna fight Alexander Usyk. So I don't think it's any shocker here that Wilder and Joshua now stepping in December 23rd, rumored to fight in Saudi Arabia. That was the date that Usyk and Fury was supposed to fight on, right? So I don't think it's any surprise that they fighting on that date. All right. It's no surprise. And with them fighting on that date, I think the game plan is for them to come back and probably fight on the date that they got set up for Fury and Usyk. I don't think Fury and Usyk is gonna fight in February. I don't think they're gonna fight before Ramadan 2024. I think what you're gonna get is if Anthony Joshua beat Wally Adewale, which I'm not sure he will, and Wilder beat Joseph Parker, which would be interesting. Then I think they're gonna have them meet next year on their own card. And it's sad because Tyson Fury, like I said before, if he don't fight Alexander Usyk, he may turn around and fucking retire. But maybe he might feel like he need to redeem himself after the Francis Ngannou type of performance that he had, which most people think he overlooked Francis Ngannou. But looking at this card is pretty interesting because I thought Joshua would go with Philip Harkovich to get a WIBF mandatory, but Harkovich would be fighting somebody else. Joshua would be fighting Otto Wallin. Deontay Wilder would be fighting Joseph Parker, which was supposed to happen years ago. Parker, fell out to VADA drug testing, I remember, allegedly, and chose, go another route. Dimitri Bivol versus Richard Rivera, don't know who that is. Dan Du Bois versus Jarrell Miller, interesting fight. Frank Sanchez Jr. Fa, and then whoever that dude is, he dudes at the bottom. So it's actually an interesting card, to be honest. I think AJ and Ottawa Lane is a very, very interesting card. And what's so funny, Jarrell Miller just dropped a diss track. We keep talking about how he fucked Deontay Wilder girl, whoever she is, which is mad corny though. But like I said before, everybody got a pass. You know what I'm saying? If you knew some of the dudes your girl fucked and then she fucked them niggas for free. That's what they be talking about. Why body count matter? Oh, that shit matter. Especially when they did, and I talked about on the Free Game 89 channel, they did a study and it said that a DNA in a woman's body can affect her potential offspring down the line, bro. They say sometimes that male DNA doesn't leave the female body; it stays in there forever. Then, if you're a spiritual person, you talk about all the emotional trauma. Once you have unprotected sex or sex with somebody, you take on their energy. So, of course, that shit matters. See, women always try to shame niggas into thinking shit don't matter. That tactic is over with. They shame you into anything, or you're insecure. And they start using these feminists and these words, and then you insecure. And the same nigga you was insecure about is the same woman she left your ass for. Lame nigga she left your ass for. Man, I don't play them games, bro. At all. I remember I was talking to this dude at the gym. He retired cop, and he told me his wife had a friend she went to college with. They was cool, whatever. He said as soon as they divorced, she ran with that nigga and they moved into his crib. I mean, you got to hear some of these dudes' stories, man. This is why I'm a huge promoter of the red pill community, bro. Because you got to hear these dudes' stories, man. Some of these stories you hear from these dudes, bro, like, and they talk about how black dudes, real quick, are very harmful and abusive towards black women. Dude, I would say some of the shit I heard that these women do to these men, bro, I get a passport too, bro. I wouldn't even look another black bitch way. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't, man. If a black woman did me as dirty as some of these stories I done heard, and some of these niggas' mamas be in cahoots with them, bro, I wouldn't date another black American woman. No cap. I wouldn't do it. If y'all hear these niggas' stories, dog, y'all would be like, damn. It's wicked out here. That's why I think people should share. Men should share their experiences, bro. And I think it's starting to help because now women getting desperate and shit. All right, man, get y'all passport and go overseas. Have y'all fun. But it's then these women is treacherous, bro. And I'll leave it on this before I finish on Wilder and Joshua. I'll leave it on this too. Anytime you give the weak power, they're going to abuse it. Listen to what I said. Anytime you give the weak power, they will abuse it. They would abuse it more than anybody else. So you talking about the rainbow community? Look at the power they get now, and they feel like they was oppressed for hundreds of years or whatever. They abusing it. You give women right, you fight for women rights, you give women power. Look what they doing. They abusing it, and it's destroying society. But nonetheless, Jarrell Miller is, if I'm Wilder, I wouldn't respond to that shit neither. I wouldn't. But this is why it's important. This is why it's important. This is why body count matters. This is why you can't be with a woman that smashed your homie. You turn on Pornhub and you see the woman you married with 3 or 4 niggas, man. It's over with. No matter how you try to look at her different, dog, it's over with. That's why I say niggas really don't want to know, bruh, at all. That's why they say, "Oh, if she look at her baby daddy, y'all ain't got nothing in common. She using you." And I hate to say that shit. That shit is true. But he trying to position himself to get a Wilder fight. I mean, he fumbled the AJ back. I mean, in reality, Jarrell Miller shouldn't even still be in boxing. In reality, that motherfucker got caught with more drugs in his system than Chris Rock, Pookie in New Jack City, bro. But it's a cool card, though. I think Ottawa Lane got a good chance at beating Joshua. But you see, Joshua ain't trying to fuck with Zhang. Hell no. Ottawa Lane ain't the biggest puncher, but he can box. And I figured Joshua just probably figured I could thug it out. He ain't that big of a puncher. Now, Joseph Parker and Wilder, Parker got some good speed. He got some good power. He got some good athletic ability. But the problem with Joseph Parker is that he don't have no heart. He don't have no aggressive nature. So when you don't have the aggressive nature to go with it, I mean, that's a recipe for Wilder to sleep your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's a recipe for Wilder to put your ass to sleep. So if Joseph Parker gonna be pity pat in and out, oh, he gonna be out all right. That motherfucker gonna be in and out of the goddamn ER room. Parker gotta throw punches, land punches, and keep coming and keep backing Wilder up. Don't reset and jump out and then jump in. That's why I felt Andy Ruiz was a terrible matchup for him to fight Wilder, because if you jumping out and you jumping in, you increase your chances of getting touched by that right hand. And Parker don't have no killer in him. And Parker gonna get knocked out, bro. He got all the physical talent in the world, but he don't possess any aggressive nature. He don't have enough dog in him. And you go into the fight and you don't have enough dog in you versus Deontay Wilder, that's a recipe for disaster. But let's finish on Jerron Boots Ennis. I'm on a fast. My stomach hungry. I'm mentally hungry, but my stomach is. But for the most part, Jerron Ennis said he fighting Barrios. He said that's most likely next. I heard somebody in the comment section say, well, he need to go ahead and Thurman need to walk the plank. If Thurman wasn't fighting young Errol Spence to get a Mayweather fight, why the hell would he fight Jerron Boots Ennis? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. We just being real. It don't make no sense. you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's already set in stone. Cody Crowley, he could have took the fight and been Gucci. He didn't. He didn't. Now Barrios gonna take the fight and get in there. I mean, what's that? What do that mean? What do we learn about Barrios fighting Jerron Ennis that we already don't know? Nothing. So just because he got the belt don't mean shit gonna change. It don't mean nothing gonna change. Because once you look at the landscape of 147 pounds, what's left? Virgil gone, right? Terrence and Earl gone. What do you got left? Keith Thurman ain't gonna fight you. So what do you got left? Steonis ain't gonna do nothing for you. Don't most Americans know who Steonis is? So he gonna just start keep racking up the victories. That dude, if he ain't gonna be able to get the top guys in the world, that boy need to be fighting 4, 5, 6 times a year, just racking up the victories. And apparently, Virgil Ortiz is back with Mikey, back with Robert Garcia and Big G and them. Allegedly. So once you start looking at it, his path is just gonna have to be a volume of beat motherfuckers' ass. It's gonna have to be volume. The Barrios fight not gonna tell us none. Stay on his fight. I mean, he'll fight a tough, rugged guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, he at the welterweight division where a lot of the junior welterweights like Regis don't want to move up. 54 ain't nothing really popping there neither. So he got to just start cleaning them up, being a cleanup man, and start cleaning dudes up. That's just what it is. You know? But when dudes go around here and say, well, you know, I didn't want to win the title that way. But you sure fucking took it. You sure took it. You sure fucking took it. You sure took it. So I read nothing to this. This shit was already orchestrated, bro. They paid for the man. They paid for that man to get stripped. And now he got the title, and it is what it is. They already knew he was gonna fight Barrios. That was quick. That tells me nothing new, unless he struggled with Barrios. I don't know. Learn nothing new. He ain't got. I don't know why that guy behind him look like Robert Ory. I mean, it ain't nothing out there for him. He probably just got to collect the belts, be undisputed, go up and try to do it again. Right now, it ain't nothing out there. Josh Taylor lost. He wasn't trying to go up. Regis ain't trying to go up. T.O. Dev ain't really thinking about going up. Tank ain't fucking with it. You go to 54, what's up there? Jamil Charlo, he at the wits end. Crawford at the wits end. Earl at the wits end. Fondora got knocked off. You know, Virgil up there, but we got to see if he can actually make a comeback. You know, Earl Spence went through the same thing. Got the title and still was struggling. Come on. So all his problems ain't solved. I got any questions, I answer them. All his problems ain't solved. And it just don't seem like his team got the best plan in play. And you got to ask yourself, when is him and Barrios fighting? That's you got to ask yourself, when is him and Barrios fighting? And what network they fighting on if it ain't gonna be on Showtime? But he got the title. We'll see what he do with it. But all this, I still want to fight Terrence Crawford. I ain't want to win a title like this. Man, motherfuckers be lying, bro. Motherfuckers be lying. These niggas be lying. They be lying. He got what he wanted, and we'll see what happens. But him and Barrios scrapping, like, come on, what do that tell me? What do it tell me? We know Barrios gonna lose. This is the shit I'm talking about. You got guys like De La Santos. There's no disrespect for him, fighting for a title, right? Fighting for a fucking title. He never went 12 rounds. We got Ennis, who got a title, who ain't fought a top 10 welterweight. Name the top 10 welterweights he hadn't fought on. Spence, Crawford, Stayonis, Thurman, Batuev. Who else we got in that motherfucker, man? That's 5. Hold on. Ugas 6 used to be. I'm going off what it used to be. 6. Who else we got in here? Rocha 7. Giovanni guy could be 8. I'm just naming guys at this point. Guys like Jamal James, guys like 9, Abel Ramos 10, guys like David Ivanesian, Ingus Kavalaskis. You know what I'm saying? He motherfucker ain't fought a Rashidi Ellis. He ain't fought a top 15 opponent in the division, bro. He a champion. And y'all think we shouldn't have no prerequisites for dudes to be champions? It's all pay for play. That's all this shit is about, is pay for play. They paying for motherfuckers to be titleist, bro. And this is why when they fuck around and fight somebody for real, and it may not be for real fight, on paper, and they fuck around and lose. And I'm just keeping it real. To get a title eliminator, you should have to be somebody in the top 15, the top 10. Right? To be in the title eliminator, you should fight a top 5 or top 3 opponent. Then you get a shot at the champ. So you gotta be the guy inside the top 15. You gotta be the guy inside the top 10 at least. Then you gotta be the guy inside. Really, it should be a guy inside the top 3, and then you should be able to get your title shot. Man, you got motherfuckers who ain't went 12 before, went 10 once. You got dudes who ain't never fought a guy, the top 10. One of the craziest things is how each sanctioning belt body got 15 different motherfuckers. I think it should be the pool of the same 15 people. You got guys who what's the dude that fought Lipias? I thought he beat him a condo. He had never left his country, bro. He had never had a fight outside his country getting a title shot. Come on, bro. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You a champion, but you ain't fought none of the motherfuckers that matter. Come on. And then we shaming, and no offense to Crawford and Jamel well, offense to that whole ass nigga Jamel. But then we shaming Jerron Ennis and Tim Tszyu for them getting titles. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamel Charlo should have been fought this motherfucker, man. Now, Terrence Crawford should have been afforded the time to fight him, but he wasn't going to fight him. So the champion gave up the belt. That shouldn't be Jerron Ennis' problem. You need to look at the champion that coughed the belt up. Because if these dudes fought more than once in 16 months, they would have plenty of time to get to their mandatories. And tell me I'm lying. They had plenty of time to get to their mandatories. So That is what it is. Read these last few comments and then I'm up out of here. Uh Travis Brewer says Shakur is just more polished. I definitely agree. Wilder's going to spark Joshua by the fifth round. See Joshua winning by any means. Juan, I can see that. I can agree. Salute. If Denver win tonight, I get 13.8K minimum of $20 worth of bets, man. And you, man, hey, good luck with that one. More drugs in the system than Juice World. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Was that the kid that got caught off the private jet and he died because he swallowed the drugs because the pilot snitched? Clint Adams, salute. James Delay, Daily say, salute chat next month, San Francisco, Montana Love, Liam Paro, who went. I got Liam Paro. Montana Love, I've never been impressed with Montana Love. It was a rumor that Liam Paro knocked out Shakur Stevenson in sparring. That's what Devin Haney said. But Clint, what's going on, bro? I ain't never been impressed with Montana Love. So that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. Peace.